It is what remains of a horrific morning on an East End street, the house where 4 people lost their lives in a devastating fire.
Tonight, we're hearing the account of someone who managed to get out and why he says one of the victims is a hero. Good evening. The memorial is still growing on Gainsborough Road 5 days after the tragedy.
A survivor now sharing his story of how he watched his friend go back into the burning building, trying to help others. CTV's Beth McDonnell is live at the scene tonight with more. Beth.
There is so much sadness and grief with this fire, but tonight, Matthew Zidibal, who died in this fire, is being remembered as a brave hero. Out of the flames, chaos, and tragic loss of life from the Gainsborough Road fire, one of the victims who died, Matthew Zidibal, is being remembered as a good friend and hero.
Matt, he got out first and we both were at the door. And I saw that look in Matt's face when he heard yelling, crying out for help. And Matt ran in there, and I stood there and I waited, and he didn't come.
Jade Jacobus had been living at the home since September. He says Zidibal had been helping with the house and stayed over that night. Jacobus believes Zidibal was compelled to try and save the 7-year-old boy still inside, Kai Janssens, but who didn't survive.
That's exactly what was egging on both of our minds. It's like, you know, who is going to run in and do it? That look in his eyes, it was like, I knew what I knew, and it's like, you can't go up there. That's smoke.
Jacobus knew Zidibal for about 2 years and misses him.
And it takes a hell of a person to run back into a fire to save somebody. It really does. It takes major strength. I was so scared, and he wasn't.
Even more gut-wrenching for Jacobus are the others who died in the fire. He knew Amanda Friedmanis, who lived in the home and also died in the fire. Today, Jacobus brought crystals in a plant for Aria Janssens in his life for the past 4 years. She is still in hospital and lost her mother, Anna Janssens, and son Kai in the fire. Jacobus says while the fire progressed, he screamed for people inside to follow his voice. Then he ran down the street and banged on neighbors' doors, barefoot, for someone to call 911. He hasn't realized how his actions may have saved others.
Felt like I couldn't do anything to help them. And that hurts me because I just feel so bad.
Jacobus wants to do more for the victims, survivors, and their families. He hopes the money from the fundraiser for the tragic Gainsborough fire will provide all the financial and emotional help everyone affected needs. And that GoFundMe campaign has a goal of raising $100,000. Reporting live, I'm Beth McDonnell. Michelle, back to you.
Thank you, Beth. And you'll be able to read more from Beth's interview on our website, along with details on how members of the community are supporting those affected by the fire. That's at ctvnewstoronto.ca.